You slept a full 8 hours in your own bed, yet woke up already exhausted? Not the tired of staying up late, just heavy drained before the day even starts. Your first thought was probably, it must be my mattress. It's finally worn out. Or maybe the pillow is wrong, or the room got too warm again overnight. Quick honest note, this video is educational only, not medical advice for your own body. Always check anything you change about your health or sleep with your own doctor first. Here is the truth, almost nobody over 60 ever actually hears about this feeling. It is very likely not your mattress at all, and honestly, it never truly was. The real reason you wake up tired is happening quietly inside your body. Every night. And here is the good part. It is not simply your age catching up with you. There is one specific, understandable reason, and a simple way to start feeling rested again. Stick with me for the next few minutes because this really can change your mornings. Hi, I'm Hank, and today we're talking about waking up exhausted after 60. Maybe you have already bought a new mattress and nothing really changed at all. Maybe you go to bed earlier now, hoping more hours in bed means more rest. But somehow, you still wake up feeling like you barely slept at all last night. Your partner might sleep the same hours and wake up feeling completely fine meanwhile. That difference alone tells you something important. This is not really about the mattress. Something changes about the way the body actually sleeps as the years go by. It is not broken, and it is not something you did wrong at any point. It is simply how sleep itself reshapes over time, quietly for almost everyone eventually. And once you understand it, you can actually work with it instead of against it. You are not lazy, and you are not simply out of shape for feeling this way. Millions of people over 60 feel exactly the same heavy, foggy morning feeling. So today we are going to look closely at what is really happening at night. Stick around because in a moment I will show you exactly what changes inside. Some people try blackout curtains, hoping darkness alone will fix the tired mornings. Some try new pillows, cooling sheets, or a fancy weighted blanket from a catalog. These things can genuinely help a little, but they are rarely the actual main cause, because the real shift is happening in how deeply and how long you actually sleep. There are different stages your body moves through every single night without you noticing. One of those stages is the deepest, most restorative part of the whole night. That deep stage is where your body does its quietest, most important overnight repair work. As we get older, we simply spend less time down in that deepest stage. Instead, more of the night is spent in lighter stages, closer to the surface of waking. In that lighter stage, small things can nudge you awake far more easily than before. A creaky floor, a passing car, even your own thoughts can pull you back up. So you might be in bed for 8 hours, but resting deeply for far less of it. That is the real story behind your tired mornings, and it is very fixable. This is not a flaw in you, it is simply how the sleeping brain ages. And knowing this changes everything about how you can approach your evenings from now on. Let's step inside the body for a moment and actually watch what happens overnight. We will keep it simple, calm, and easy to picture, no complicated science words needed. Because once you can picture it clearly, the fix becomes obvious and simple to start. There is one particular stage of sleep that matters most here, and it is shrinking quietly. We will look at exactly why right after this. Every single night, your body moves through a repeating cycle of several different sleep stages, one after another, again and again. First comes light sleep, a gentle drifting stage where you are easing away from being fully awake, still easy to disturb. Then comes the deep stage, where breathing slows right down, muscles fully relax, and the body settles into true heavy rest. This deep stage is when a lot of tissue repair and quiet overnight housekeeping is believed to mostly take place. After that comes a lighter dreaming stage, where the mind becomes quite active again, while the body itself stays still. Then the whole cycle simply begins again, several times over, across one full night of sleep in bed. Picture these stages like separate floors inside a house that you quietly visit every single night without ever noticing. The top floor of that house is light sleep, easy to wake from, and always close to the surface of waking. The basement is that deepest stage, the one where the most important quiet repair work is happening in the background. If this video is helping make sense of your own tired mornings, a quick subscribe genuinely helps more people over 60 find it too. Now here's exactly what tends to change with age, laid out in plain, simple terms, without any fear or drama involved. Younger sleepers naturally spend a fairly good stretch of the night down in that deep restorative basement stage. As the decades pass, we simply do not visit that basement stage quite as often, or stay down there quite as long. Sleep specialists who study aging commonly note that time spent in deep sleep tends to decrease as people grow older. Meanwhile, more of the whole night quietly gets spent up on that lighter upper floor of the house instead. Let me introduce you to Margaret, 68, whose story is a simple, common example that a lot of people relate to. Margaret is not a real patient or a clinical case study, just an illustrative example many viewers over 60 recognize. Margaret told her family she felt exhausted almost every morning despite sleeping her usual full 8 hours each night. She had already replaced her mattress twice over 2 years, and honestly, nothing about her mornings ever really changed. Margaret's story probably sounds familiar to a lot of people watching right now, and it will make full sense soon. Back to the mechanism. Up on that upper floor, your brain simply stays much closer to fully waking up. A small sound, a bit of light, or even just a passing worry can gently nudge you back toward waking. So you might actually wake briefly several times a night, without ever consciously remembering that it happened at all. Each of these little waking moments quietly chips away at how deeply restored your body ends up feeling by morning. This is exactly why 8 full hours in bed can still feel like far less genuine rest than it used to. It is not that your body somehow forgot how to sleep. It is simply sleeping in a different pattern now. And different does not have to mean worse forever. It simply means your evenings now need a bit more support. This general pattern is well documented among clinicians and specialists who study how sleep changes across the decades. There is no single villain hiding here. Not your mattress, not simply your age, and certainly not your willpower. It is simply the natural rhythm of sleep quietly reshaping itself with time, and that rhythm can absolutely be supported. Margaret's own doctor eventually explained this exact same pattern to her, in calm, simple, easy-to-follow terms. She realized her mattress had genuinely never been the real problem at all, this entire time all along. Something else in her evenings needed a bit of attention instead, something far simpler than she had first expected. We will come back very soon to exactly what helped her mornings, a little further along in this video. There is one more piece of this whole puzzle worth understanding before we reach the fix. Stay right here with me for it. Your body also relies on natural daily signals to help it know exactly when it is time to rest deeply. Morning light, regular meal times, and a steady daily rhythm all quietly help set that internal body clock properly. As we age, that internal clock can become just a little less precise and a little more easily thrown off. Small daily habits matter noticeably more now than they perhaps used to in keeping that whole rhythm steady. Think of your entire night like a house with different floors that you quietly visit one after another in order. The basement is deep sleep, the middle floor is lighter sleep, and the top floor is the dreaming stage. Younger sleepers spend real meaningful time in that cozy basement most nights, entirely without ever trying to. Older sleepers, quite naturally and gently, simply spend more of the night on those upper, lighter floors instead. That is really the whole mechanism, in the simplest possible terms, behind so many tired 60-plus mornings. Nothing here is broken, and nothing is failing you. It is simply a natural reshaping of how your nights unfold. In the very moment you understand which floor you are mostly spending time on, you can genuinely act on it. Because certain everyday evening habits gently invite your body back down toward that deep restorative basement stage. Other habits, entirely without meaning to, quietly keep you stuck up on that lighter top floor instead of resting deep. Late caffeine, for example, tends to keep the body lingering up on those lighter upper floors for much longer. Remember that basement floor from before? A handful of simple evening habits are really the key to visiting it more. Alcohol before bed can do something quite similar, making sleep feel noticeably lighter and much easier to break. Bright screens late at night also send signals that gently confuse that whole internal daily clock as well. None of these things completely ruin your sleep on their own, but each one nudges you a little further upstairs. The genuinely wonderful part is that every single one of these can be gently adjusted, starting as soon as tonight. Margaret discovered this too, once someone finally explained the whole mechanism clearly and calmly to her. In just a few more scenes, we will walk through exactly what she changed, step by simple, practical step. But first, one more gentle reassurance worth repeating clearly here, because it genuinely, truly matters a lot. This natural shift toward less deep sleep is common, well recognized, and absolutely not a sign of any illness. It happens gradually and quietly to nearly everyone. As the years simply move forward, one by one by one, picture that basement floor one final time. It never actually disappears. It simply gets visited a little less. And small, steady evening habits can genuinely coax your body back down there again, more often than before. That is the real, honest mechanism behind your tired mornings, laid out simply, calmly, and completely without fear. No fear needed here at all, just clear understanding and a few small, genuinely doable evening adjustments ahead. Now let's move on from simply understanding the mechanism into exactly what you can actually start doing. Coming up next, the specific, simple protocol that Margaret used, and one small change matters most of all. Here's the simple, practical part now, the actual things you can gently start doing tonight, one small step at a time. Step 1. Try to wake up and go to bed at roughly the same time every single day, weekdays included. Even on weekends, keeping that rhythm steady genuinely helps your internal clock stay far more reliable and clear. This one simple habit alone helped Margaret far more than any new mattress or fancy pillow ever did. Step 2. Try to get some real morning light fairly soon after waking, even if it is just by a window. Morning light helps reset that internal clock each day, signaling clearly and gently that the new day has begun. Even just 10 calm minutes outside, or sitting quietly by a bright window, can make a genuinely real difference. Step 3. Try easing off caffeine sometime in the early afternoon, rather than reaching for it late in the day. Caffeine can linger quietly in the body for many hours afterward, keeping sleep stuck up on that lighter floor. Step 4. Try being a little gentler with alcohol in the evening, since it can genuinely fragment deeper rest. A small swap like a warm herbal tea or plain water in the evening can genuinely support a much deeper sleep. Step 5. Try dimming bright screens an hour or so before bed, letting your whole mind gently wind down first. A quiet book, some soft music, or gentle stretching can nicely replace that late-night scrolling habit instead. Step 6. Try keeping your bedroom on the cooler side and as comfortably dark as you reasonably can manage. A cooler, darker room genuinely supports the body's natural drift down toward that deeper, more restorative sleep stage. Step 7. Some gentle daytime movement, like a short and easy walk, genuinely supports deeper rest that same night. You do not need any intense exercise here at all. Just steady, gentle daytime activity that you genuinely enjoy. Even light gardening, easy stretching, or a calm, unhurried walk with a friend genuinely counts here just as well. Margaret started with just 2 of these small steps, a steady daily schedule and a bit of morning light outside. Within just a couple of weeks, she noticed her mornings felt noticeably lighter and considerably less foggy overall. She still woke a little easier during the night sometimes, but felt far more genuinely rested come each morning. That is really the honest goal here, not some perfect, unbroken sleep, but genuinely restored, steady, dependable mornings. Now, one important note worth pausing on clearly here before we continue on any further together today. If you feel exhausted every single day despite having enough time in bed each night, that is genuinely worth mentioning. And if you or a partner ever notice loud snoring or pauses in breathing during sleep, that is worth noting too. That particular combination is genuinely worth discussing with your own doctor, since it can sometimes need real attention. Treatable sleep issues do become somewhat more common as people age, and simply getting checked truly helps a lot. There is genuinely no shame at all in asking, and quite often a simple, entirely manageable answer follows soon after. Most of the time, though, these small evening habits alone make a genuinely noticeable difference in how rested you feel. Small, steady changes, not a whole new mattress, are usually what actually move the needle for tired mornings. Margaret still keeps that very same old mattress today, and honestly, she barely even thinks about it anymore. Her mornings simply feel lighter now, steadier, and far less foggy than they ever used to feel before. So if you only take just one single thing away from today, let it honestly be this simple idea right here. A steady daily wake time paired with a little honest morning light can genuinely support your deepest, most restorative sleep. This is never about chasing some impossible perfect sleep, just gently supporting the natural rhythm your body already has. And again, please do remember clearly, this video is educational only and never a substitute for your own personal doctor. If anything at all here genuinely concerns you, a simple, honest conversation with your doctor is always the right next step. If this helped explain your own tired mornings a little better today, consider subscribing for more calm videos just like it. There is real, genuine comfort in simply knowing your body is quietly changing with time, not failing you at all. You slept your full 8 hours, and starting tomorrow morning, that real rest can finally begin to show again.